tell me what page you're on? Because I lost my thing. Good. All right. The recording has started. We are going to finish the book. And then after we finish the book, I'm going to be asking you guys questions. And you're going to type the answers in the chat. Okay. To review, then you can take the AR quiz anytime from now until Tuesday. Evan, stop spinning around. All right. So remember, it was like hurting my heart when he was like, oh my gosh, everyone's here to... he thought they were all here because they hated him, but they were really there to say how much that they loved him and stuff. And the judge just asked him, can you guarantee you're no longer the same person that stole Mr. Soloway's medal? That's where we stopped. I sense salvation so close I can almost reach out and squeeze it. All they have to do is say yes, and I'm off the hook. It's a happier ending than I could have dreamed of. Far happier than I have any right to expect. And yet, how do I know I'm 100% different? As the memories continue to trickle back, it's clear that the old me and the new me aren't two separate chases. Can I really claim to be no longer the same person? Of course, that wouldn't stop me from telling the judge what he wants to hear. It's what the old Chase would do. Take the easy ways out, like the time in Dr. Fitzgerald's office. Lie, cheat, say anything to beat the rap. I'd be proving that I haven't changed a bit. Okay, Judge Frankel will never know the difference, but I will. And in that instant, I understand that being true to myself is more important than fooling the judge with the power to send me to juvie. I shake my head sadly. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I can't make that guarantee. I feel different. I have no urge to do the things I used to do. But the person who stole the medal was inside me once. I can't promise he's gone forever. Dang. So the judge wants him to say, yes, I'm different. That way he doesn't have to go to juvie. But he's like, how do I know? How do I know I'm not going to be that same person? So by saying that, he's proving he's not the same person. But that's besides the point. 235, bud. There's almost a wind in the courtroom. All those people deflating at the same time. Shoshana, Joel, Brendan, my parents. Judge Garfinkel lets out a heavy breath. In that case, Chase Ambrose, you have left me no choice. It is the decision of the court that you were remanded to the juvenile authorities. Now, hold on one cotton-picking minute. In the excitement, nobody noticed that the courtroom doors had flung wide open. In shuffles, Mr. Julius Soloway, war hero, struggling behind his walkers. Around the neck of his one and only suit hangs his Medal of Honor, freshly polished and gleaming, and looks in the blazing eyes plainly, says he intends to take on the world and win. Now that gets the judge's attention. I assume I'm addressing Mr. Soloway. Please take a seat, sir. No, I'm not going to take a seat, Mr. Soloway replies belligerently. All this ruckus over a stupid medal. Well, here it is with its rightful owner. Case closed. Now let's all go home. It's taco night at Portland Street. Okay, so this old man is upset he had to leave Portland Street for this. The judge is respectful but firm. It doesn't work that way, Mr. Soloway. A crime has been committed here, even if it is now a satisfactory ending. What crime, Mr. Soloway challenges? Chase didn't steal my medal. I loaned it to him. I jump up. Mr. Soloway, don't. What do you know about it? The old soldier roars at me. You fell on your head and lost your memory. Who are you going to believe, Judge? The fellow who remembers or the fellow who doesn't? Mr. Garfinkel frowns. This may be juvenile court, but it's still a court of law. We deal in the truth and only the truth. The truth is, this is a good kid. How many people do you have to hear it from? Mr. Soloway indicates the lineup in front of the witness stand. I'd trust him with my medal anytime, wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? Mr. Londu steps forward eagerly. I believe Mr. Soloway has introduced reasonable doubt. The judge snorts a laugh at him. Watch it, counsel. I'm not an idiot. His harsh expression softened. However, in light of the incredible show of community sport, plus the testimony of a decorated veteran, I'm going to dismiss the charge against Chase Ambrose. He looks me straight in the eye. Don't prove me wrong. I breathe and realize breathing is something I haven't been doing since Mr. Soloway comes shuffling through the door. An enormous cheer goes up in the courtroom. I'm hugged, kissed, high-fived. My hand is pumped in to the point where my elbow is jelly. My back is pounded until Dr. Cooperman warns about internal injuries. The football players carry me around on their shoulders. Coach Davenport complains that he hasn't seen this much team spirit all season. There, high above my celebrating supporters, I experience another flashback. It's the state championship last season, and this is our on field victory dance. My teammates hoisting the newly crowned MVP in the air. I stop myself in the space to dispel the memory before I spot Aaron and Bear and spoil it. I'm feeling so many things at the same time. I'm relieved, obviously, but it's also strange to owe so many people such a debt of gratitude. Back on the floor, I say thank you over and over again until my lips and tongue go numb. And when the crowd finally begins to thin out, I realize the last person embracing me isn't my mother, it's Shoshana. We jump apart, but Joel is already standing there pointing and laughing. I guess he's not going in the wood chipper after all, he says to his sister. I look at her questioningly. She turns bright red and mumbles, See you at school tomorrow. She starts to walk away, then turns and echoes Judge Garfreckles' parting words, Chase, don't prove me wrong. Come to think of it, Shoshana would make a pretty good judge. She'd make an even better jury and executioner. I wouldn't want her any other way. When the Webbers leave, I'm down to my last thank you, and this one's the most important. Mr. Solway has established himself in the front row of the gallery. He's scowling at me. You know, kid, you'd make a lousy lawyer. You almost blew it up there. Mr. Solway, you know you didn't lend me that medal. He shrugs expansively. I would have. Besides, you have amnesia. I'm old. Who remembers? But think where you'd be if you hadn't been able to get the lift over here. But think where I'd be if I hadn't been able to get the lift over here. Thank you so much. I quiver, thinking about how hard it is for him to get around. Don't thank me, thank her. He motions to the back of the courtroom. There by the door stands Corrine. One hand holds onto Helen, and the other the keys to her van. She's beaming at me. It's funny, when I woke up in the hospital at the end of the summer, I didn't know myself, much less anybody else. I hope I never experienced a feeling that lonely, but today, with my entire future at stake, I wasn't lonely. The Chase Ambrose I used to be never would have assembled such support. Mom, Dad, Johnny, probably Aaron and Bear would have been, who have to be worse than nobody as character witnesses, maybe a few more teammates out of obligation. That would have been the total sum of my cheering section. I follow my family out onto the steps of the courthouse and take a tremulous lungful of air. How many people ever get a do-over at life? Falling on my head was the best thing that ever happened to me. I could cry. Like, wait, we're not done, so don't leave. I could just cry. Like, it is just so amazing that he really got a do-over, and he thinks he's happy he got this do-over because it really changed him. And it's not every day you get to restart your entire life. Even without getting amnesia, you can still decide who you want to be and make good choices when sometimes you're not. Chapter 30, our final chapter of the book, is Brendan Espinazo, who I do love a lot. It has to be the most incredible transformation in the history of middle school. No, not Chase Ambrose going from a thug, bully, psychopath to human being, although surely that's in the top 10. I'm talking about the fact that Kimberly likes me now. I swear I'm black and blue from pinching myself to make sure I'm not dreaming, but it's 100% legit. I even call her Kimmy. It's like a pet name. Nobody else calls her that. It's not the real thing. I don't know. If that's not the real thing, I don't know what is. It was a big fight at Portland Street what did it. When Kimmy saw me sacrificing myself and getting the snot knocked out of me and trying to protect her from Aaron and Bear, that put it over the top. I was the knight in shining armor. Although Kimmy says it's mostly because she was so amazed I wasn't dead. Whatever. Before this, she had trouble remembering my name. Anyways, a bruised jaw is a small price to pay for a girlfriend, especially the most mad, awesome one in all of Hawaii. I'm not even worried that she might go back to her old crush on Chase. It looks like Chase and Shoshana might be starting to turn into something. Not that I'm planning double dates with them anytime soon. No sense playing with fire. Chase plays his first football game this season last week. First football game of the season last weekend and really tore it up, scoring 3 touchdowns and gaining 180 yards. Shoshana annoyed the crowd by standing in the middle of the bleachers, delivering a long speech about how she isn't a football fan and never intended to become one. Maybe. Maybe not. After all, people change. Look at Chase himself or Kimmy or the video club. We know less than zero about football, but we got an amazing footage of the game. Coach Davenport liked it so much that he made us the Hurricanes official video videographers. The pep band has a new student musical director too, Joel Weber. The players are kind of nice to us now. Well, most of them, anyways. Aaron and Bale are still their usual Neanderthal selves. Then again, everything has happened pretty much exposed about them. They're kind of outcasts. Chase says even the other Hurricanes pretty much ignore him. Not that those two are being losers was ever a newsflash to me. Chase is back in video club where he belongs. In fact, he's a bigger star there than in football. The word came in that Warrior took first prize in the National Video Journalism Contest. Chase is the sole winner since Shoshana removed her name from the project when she thought he attacked Joel. Miss Lowe is trying to get that fixed. The Videoites have adopted Mr. Solway as their official mascot. We wanted to make him our official war hero, but his objects of the word hero, he's not too crazy about war either. Well, he may not let us call him our hero, but he's definitely my hero because what he did in court for Chase that day. But of course, he was a hero a long time before any of us were born. The United States Army was so convinced of it that they awarded him their very highest honor. Just don't try to ask him about it. I can't remember anything, kid. Don't bug me. He barks at his best crabby old man voice. Talk to Chase. He'll tell you what it's like to blank something out. Actually, Chase is recalling more and more these days. He still got a long way to go before his amnesia is totally cured. But every now and then I'll see him in the school halls, gray in the face and haunted. And I know he's just remembered some horrible thing he did in his former life. Poor guy. Maybe one day he'll get used to it and it won't bother him so much. But I'm not holding my breath. I always thought the purpose of Video Club was to create something so off the chain that it goes viral and makes you famous. But that's not the point at all. The best thing about Video Club is the people you discover along the way. Mr. Solway or Kimmy, who's probably never would have noticed me otherwise. Or Chase, who I spent 3/4 of my life being afraid of, and now one of my best friends. Which doesn't mean that you have to give up on the viral part. Kimmy took my raw footage of one-man band and edited out everything except the part where I'm trapped in the tuba, being shot with the fire extinguisher foam. Then she posted it on YouTube titled Worst Tuba Fail Ever, and it's already been viewed 360,000 times. Unbelievable. I have a viral video. Well, technically, it's Kimmy's video since she posted it on her own account and never mentioned my name, not even once. I'm just a doofus in the tuba, wriggling like a hula dancer, foaming at the mouth, but it still counts. It proves anything is possible. Kimmy and me, a YouTube sensation, even Chase Ambrose turning out to be a nice guy. The end. Yay. All right. Don't leave me yet. We're not done. I just want to talk about the book real quick. So, this is written by Gordon Corman, who I have to say writes some amazing books. The Island series that everyone's been reading, he's the author of the Island series. If you're interested in any more of his books, I have an absolute ton here in my classroom. I'm sure Mrs. City and Mrs. Jones probably have some too, but he is an amazing author. There's a little page about him on the back. And it says about the author. Gordon Corman is #1 best-selling author of 4 books, including the 39 Clue series, as well as 8 books in the Swindle series. Swindle, Zoo Bake Frame, Show Off, Hideout, Jackpot, Unleashed, and Jingle. His other books include This Can't Be Happening at McDonald Hall, published when he was 14. So his first book was published. I think that was his first one. Anyways, he started writing when he was just a little bit older than you guys. 14 years old, and he had books. He is an absolutely phenomenal writer. I seriously love him so much. I think his books are amazing. So if you ever want to read another one of his books, let me know because I got a bunch and I can recommend some I've even read. I just love them. Evan, what's up? We're in the middle of reading RTI. Yes, quickly. All right, I'm just going to type a few questions in the chat and you guys are going to tell me the answer. So I'm going to ask you a question about the book and you're going to answer.
Can I just sit here? Sure.
Okay, so I'm opening up my chat. If you know the answer, feel free to answer it. And then I just need you to remember, yeah, Island is super good. I need to finish book 3. I haven't finished book 3 yet. All right, type it in the chat. Where? computer's going slow. All right. Where does Shoshana first see Chase after his accident? Tell me in the chat. Where does Shoshana first run into Chase at? It's not the store. Kaden, you are correct, and so is Mackenzie. It's the Haven on Ice, the ice cream / frozen yogurt place. Boop, boop. That is where she first sees him after his accident. Remember, she saw him, and he looked right through her because obviously he didn't remember her, and she dumped frozen yogurt on his head. How rude. All right, if it ever comes through, I just typed it. Oh, is it not going to work? Okay. Oh, I spelled Chase wrong. Sorry. Why did Chase get to go in the Weber's house for the first time?
Because
Remember? You can't say it. Everyone will hear you. My volume's on. Logan, you're incorrect. It was not that he was working on the project together. It was a few of you that are saying it right. He got hurt. Remember, he was going to listen to Joel's music, and then he fell in the bushes / got attacked by the dog, and he was bleeding, and the Weber's mom wasn't going to let them leave like that. So the first time he was able to go into their house was because he was attacked by thorn bushes and got hurt. So that was the first reason he ever was able to go in the Weber's house. All right, let's think of another question.
why was Chase embarrassed in court?
I'm thinking of the questions.
Well, then you'll know the answer.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of a good question. And my computer's typing really slow.
Okay. Is that a bar? I said,
Chase met Mr. Solway in his old life. So we can't tell you when. He met him at the Portland Street, but we can't say when he met him. We don't know. He met him in his old life. How does Helen feel about Chase at the beginning of the story? And why does she feel that way? I'm seeing lots of right answers coming in. She was definitely scared of him. Remember, he was not necessarily nice to her. Remember, he had a flashback of destroying her teddy bear. She was afraid of him because he was mean. He paid no attention to her and, just was like, whatever, kid, I don't like you. So he was mean. So, yeah. Yeah, Landon, please do the right thing. Otherwise, I'm going to ask you to leave. All right. I think I'm kind of out of questions, but remember, you have to take the AR quiz by Tuesday, okay? So if you don't want to take it today, you can just AR read with the rest of the time, but you have to take it by Tuesday at 2:35. Your final project is due by Wednesday at 2:35. I've already graded those that have been turned in, so you are free to take the quiz, and then if you want, or you can AR read, work on your final project, be productive, okay? Do not do nothing.
did you get mine?
Yours what?
My project? I did it yesterday.
Yeah, I already graded it. Bye, guys. Your